Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. Download your starter guide so you can discover and master this amazing deck, and also be sure to download your Astro Clock journal so that you can align with the New Year's forecast. So welcome to a new weekly reading. We are doing a 3x2 today with my own deck, the Silhouettes deck. Let's go ahead and start with you, Aries, and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aries, here is your 3x2, and there's lots of very beautiful positive cards, especially the top row with the flowers and sun being so bright. And in the bottom row, we have what potentially look like challenging cards, but my feeling is that they're not challenging, they're relieving. So this is clearly an ending with the coffin in here and also with the snake. Now the flowers and coffin suggest an ending and a successful one, and the same is going to apply with the sun and coffin. And the rider and sun is lovely for progress and moving ahead. So it seems to me, Aries, that you want to complete something, bring it to a close so that you can enjoy the success of completing it and finishing it. This is definitely the focus this week. Now the flowers with the tree and sun, this is a beautiful triplet. It is so bright and positive. It points to success all around in a very general way across any area. It's great for growth. It's great for feeling confident and feeling centered. And it's also lovely for health and well-being and enjoying this very positive energy. The tree is a card of stability, of being at ease, and again, feeling centered this way. So it sounds like you're on the right track. You know what you're doing. You know where you're heading. You know what you're after. And it's definitely a suggestion to keep doing this. Another way we can read these cards is that it's a good time to be on your own, to enjoy some rest and relaxation. Especially when we look at the bottom row, because we have the coffin. And the coffin is a card of endings. It's also a card of absence and being away. And when we see the snake and coffin next to each other, it's about closing off and moving away from something. And the snake can point to a disappointment. It can mean that you're letting go of something due to disappointment, but not necessarily. The snake is a card of discretion, and it tends to be a roundabout kind of card, and it also points to moving away in a more general sense. The rider is a card of movement. So we see here that there is a proactive message that you want to let go and move on from something. It sounds like you need to keep your peace, Aries. You want to prioritize your peace and your well-being. So anything that's in the way of that, just sort of let it go, move on from it, and just focus on yourself. And also with regards to completion and bringing something to a close, this is another encouragement. The flowers and rider is great for positive movement. It's great for good news. It's also great for a sense of renewal, where you feel that you're enthusiastic again and you have that sense of optimism. The tree and snake is a combination of wisdom, and it also points to an element of secrecy and discretion. So it sounds like you're really enjoying some good things, and maybe you're keeping this to yourself, Aries. And I would say the cards also advise you to do this. The sun and coffin is lovely for a positive ending. So this is clearly a successful completion. You finish a project, you let go of something, and it feels relieving. It could be any number of specifics for your own situation. So these are lovely cards for letting go, closing something off, completing something successfully, and enjoying the rewards of this. The flowers with the snake and sun is lovely. Even though we have the snake, it's a lovely combination for a sense of focus and for knowing what you want. Again, the snake is a card of secrecy, so it's always a good idea to keep things under your hat. The rider with the tree and coffin is another suggestion of an ending. I think it could take a bit of time, or maybe you're just really at ease about this, Aries, but you want to let things go. Let them close off. It sounds like it's the natural phase right now to let this close off. So really bright cards, Aries. The context of the cards is flexible. It could be something in general in your life, or it could be something specific in an area. But the idea is the same. It's time to close something off, let it go, and take care of your own peace and well-being. And remember to be discreet and maybe even indirect in some ways. So let me know what you make of this, Aries. Let me know in what context these cards played out for you. As always, I look forward to your feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Taurus, here is your 3x2. It's looking pretty bright, mainly because of the star at the end of the line, and the rest of the cards are more on the neutral side. So the star brings wish fulfillment and well-being. So it sounds like you could be in for getting something that you want or achieving a goal. The house and fox can point to a couple of things. It can point to the job, employment. It can point to a colleague or a customer, and it can also warn you against someone who's a little bit deceptive. Now, I think you're going to see through this, obviously, with the star being a powerfully shining clarity kind of card. But also, the fox could be an advice to you, Taurus, where you want to be discreet and you want to make sure you operate within your own boundaries. Now, the book and star is lovely for, again, a couple of things here. It can point to some really good news or a very positive revelation. It can also mean that you're privy to something. So maybe you discover a secret or you become aware of something, and it's very, very much to your advantage. The book can also be a card of learning and knowledge, and maybe you are picking up some skills or you're taking a class and things like that. Now, the house with the road and star is great for being on the right track. You're building the right things. You're building the right foundation, and it's going to lead to success. A move is possible, or getting out and traveling and going places is also possible. And this too brings really good results, and it helps you achieve what you're after. Now, the book with the bear and fox here is a neutral combination. The bear can mean a couple of different things. It can mean that something is important, or that it refers to someone like a boss or someone who has some kind of authority or influence. In the context of work, you could be in for a new boss, or maybe you're getting a promotion. You're pursuing improvements in your work. And that could also be the case in other contexts as well, not just with your work. I would want to suggest, Taurus, with these cards is that you want to be discreet, especially with people in authority. You want to respect the chain of command, and you also want to be diplomatic and tactful. So in order to get what you want, you have to play it in the right way. Now, the house with the bear and star is great for success. This is great for a promotion, for improvements, and a sense of growth and empowerment. And this can apply in any context. And the book Road and Fox is another one of those discretion combinations that we're seeing for you this week, where you want to tread carefully. And if you're moving forward in a direction that you don't know everything about yet, you want to move carefully. The house and book is a place that you do not know yet, which makes sense with the bottom row. And the road and bear suggest an important path that you're moving into, and the star and fox is a confirmation that you're going to get what you want. So things are on the right track. You're moving forward in the right track. It's going to help you achieve what you want. The only thing is the how. The how is coming through in your cards, Taurus, and it's suggesting that the way to do this is with discretion, but also with consistency and with discipline. And it also helps to be conscious of who the people in authority are, or people of influence around you, if it makes sense, if it applies. The cards are good for work. The fox is a card of jobs and employment, and with the bear, it can represent a boss. In terms of relationships, they're not the warmest of cards, but what matters here is that you're careful and tactful and strategic. And they are active, but they're kind of active in a calm way. So again, the how is very much highlighted in your cards. Let me know what you make of this, Taurus. Let me know in what context you feel these cards resonated for you. Was there something you needed to be careful of, and were you able to achieve these goals? As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Gemini, here is your 3x2. It's looking active and bright. It looks like you're in for changes and pursuits and adventures, so it's looking quite fun and active. We've got the flowers in stork. This is great for expressing creativity, for projects moving forward, and for seeing the results. It's also great for positive changes across any context. The flowers is a lovely card for renewal and happiness and optimism. And it can also call for celebration. So make sure you schedule some time for having a good time, Gemini, and enjoying yourself. The bear and woman points to someone in authority, someone senior, someone influential. It can represent a mother or a boss or these sorts of figures. And so clearly in your cards here, she is in focus for you this week. Now the flowers with the anchor and woman points to a very positive relationship. If you're collaborating with this person or you're spending time with a friend or with your mom or someone else who is important to you, these are really great cards for this. And they do encourage you to make time for this relationship, Gemini. The bear with the ship and stork, this could be a really big move. It could be travel, it could be changes, and it could be moving forward in some adventures. The thing about the bear is that it makes everything big and important. So you're in for some big changes or big adventures and possibly a big trip. So that's looking really active. The flowers in bear is great for success. You could also get a promotion or you could feel empowered in some way or another. The anchor and ship encourages you to pick up and make changes. So if we had them in the other order, the ship and anchor would have suggested arriving at a destination, but when we see them in this order, it's about moving forward. So you need to be open to what's ahead. You need to be open to adventures. And also you want to be flexible with the way you do things, Gemini, because this is going to open up these doors and it's going to help you expand. And the woman in stork suggests activity with this person. So it's looking really busy and it's looking productive as well. And also fun, I would say, Gemini. The flowers with the ship and woman are sort of similar to what we saw already. She could be the one traveling, or maybe you're traveling with her, or it's just about these projects and these ventures that you're pursuing together. And the bear with the anchor and stork is another suggestion and encouragement for you to make changes where you can, to explore where you can, and also to have confidence in yourself as you take action and move forward in these activities. So really nice cards, Gemini, very active, very bright, also probably busy. They're also nice cards for any context. I'm really seeing the work projects and your activities, and it's looking really productive and collaborative in this sense. But in terms of personal relationships, the cards are also nice. They point to a nice relationship, a supportive one, a fun one, and you could be going places together. So all of these are encouraged, Gemini. I hope you take advantage of this week to make these steps, to take these steps forward and enjoy this relationship. Let me know what you make of these ideas. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Cancer, here is your 3x2. It's looking a little bit challenging because we have the whip and the rest of the cards are kind of neutral, so they don't really help overturn the whip. What is helpful is that the whip is on the earlier side of the 3x2, so it tends to be something you will overcome when we see the cards in this order. Now, what's very clear is the top line here. We have the man and woman together. It's a relationship, and with the whip, there is a problem in this relationship. So that's probably going to be the key theme. Now, the whip and lily here can point to a couple of things. There can be an issue in your lifestyle, in your career direction, or something could rock the boat of your life in general. The lily is potentially a card of health as well. So maybe you get a bit of a scare here, or maybe you're stressed. overworked, or, you feel like tired and upset in these ways. That's possible. The fish and man typically points to someone who is connected to you through work or money or business. It can represent someone wealthy. And the idea here is that there probably is an issue with this person, as we see through the top row. So we mentioned the man and woman to represent a relationship. It can be any two people. That's flexible. But the fish here gives us a clue as to in what context the issue is. So it sounds like something needs to come out to the surface, or there's going to be an issue that you need to deal with, and it's probably in the area of work or business for you, Cancer. Now, the fish, stork, and lily is actually a bright combination. If we didn't have the whip, it sounds like a supportive combination for your work, your career. I would say because of the stork in the middle, it might help to make changes. And what is also possible here, Cancer, is that maybe you're moving on from a business, or moving on from a job, or some kind of partnership, or someone who's affected, who's involved in your work life. Maybe you're making changes, and this is part of the reason we're seeing the challenges here with the whip. The whip in fish points to financial problems. Usually it points to expenses, financial problems, and the upsets that come with that. So part of the reason that you could be making these changes, Cancer, is to adjust your financial challenges. And also it's a bad time to lend, to borrow, and it's important to straighten up your financial discipline. So it could be a bit of a shakeup, but it's definitely for a good reason. The woman and stork can represent changes from with this person, or activities with this person, but we do have the whip in the top row, so the changes could be part of that. The idea of leaving and moving, or adjusting your connection. And the man and lily points to someone professional, or a colleague, or a partner. And again, it sounds like you're adjusting the relationship here. And this is certainly true when we see the whip, stork, and man. There is a change. Whereas in the second one, we see the fish, woman, and lily, which points to a more stable relationship. So whoever the man or the woman is, and again, it doesn't matter who their genders are, what their genders are, it represents different people. So what we're seeing here, Cancer, is that you could be breaking off, or challenging a relationship or a connection, and you need to make changes and adjustments. So you could be moving on from a certain partnership, focusing on another, in order to enhance your work, life, business situation. So it can be a bit of an active week in the sense. It could be a bit turbulent, but you need to make changes. And the bottom row is quite positive. So I really think you should prioritize your well-being, your business focus, your financial success, and all of these things. And if a relationship or a partnership or collaboration, or whoever these people are, you need to, they're in the way of this, you need to make adjustments. So I think the focus is mainly work, money, and business because of the fish and lily. But in case it affects a personal relationship, then the cards can be a bit more difficult. When we're looking at personal relationships, the whip can be a bit more challenging. But I do think there's an element of liberation and an element of reprioritizing. And again, I think that you could be wanting to prioritize your work and business, whether this relationship is personal or business related, if that makes sense. So let me know what you make of this, Cancer. Let me know what the issue was with these people or in this relationship. And hopefully you're able to make positive changes for yourself so you can prioritize your well-being and other areas of your life. As always, I look forward to your feedback. So very best of luck with this, Cancer. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Leo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Leo, here is your 3x2. It's looking pretty neutral and peaceful. It looks like things are stable, on the right track. We have clear cards that tell you to keep doing what you're doing. So keep moving forward in whatever you're doing. Stay where you are, stay focused on your path, and also have good boundaries. I think you're making progress, maybe slowly but steadily. and you want to protect this this sense of focus. So the house and anchor is very much about sticking where you are, sticking with the place that you're in, whether this is home, family, your team at work, or some other place that you're involved with. It can also point to staying indoors. It can point to spending time on your own, or, you know, focusing on your home. The Fox and Rider is great for discipline. It's great for checking things off your list, you know, getting things done steadily. So we're seeing overall, and from these details, that it's a good week for you to focus on getting things done. The house with the tree and rider is similar. The tree is about progress and growth, and the rider is very good with that as well. The tree is slower, the house is slower, and the anchor as well. The fox is discreet. So we're seeing a lot of these slower, steady cards. So you're on the right track, you're making progress, keep doing what you're doing. I would say avoid taking any shortcuts. You know, you need to be thorough and detailed so that you get things done, and you're definitely doing this. The fox with the road and anchor is great because you're about to arrive at your destination. The fox with the road can mean that it's not in the most straightforward way, but the fox is very good with discipline, and with the anchor, it's very well supported. So again, there is this very clear, steady, consistent energy, consistent steps and effort that you're making in order to achieve your goal. So very, very clear cards in this sense. Now, the house and fox can represent someone who is a bit tricky. I'm suspecting maybe a visitor or someone you are working with. And you just want to maintain a good relationship here, maintain a sense of discretion, and also don't be quick to trust them or overinvest yourself in them. The house and fox is also good for work, for jobs. And again, this element of getting things done, taking care of home and family, and really getting things done and checking things off your list. The tree and road is another clear message of being on the right track, of things unfolding in the right way. And it does T-cross the bottom row where we see the anchor. The rider and anchor is another one like the road and anchor, which points to arriving at your destination. The rider can also be a visitor when it comes with the house. So maybe you're having someone over, and I'm not sure this is a super warm relationship. It's maybe more formal or more professional or maybe more distant, but that's fine. Leo, it's fine. Just do what you need to do, and also prioritize your goals because you are definitely on the right track to achieving them. So this week is calm and quiet, and it's steady and focused. It's really a really good week to get things done. You might want to, you know, protect your space, avoid distractions, avoid people who could be getting in the way of, you know, achieving this. And it could be on every area of your life where just in general, you know, you're checking things off your list at home, at work, you know, taking care of things where you need to, or it could be focused in a specific area. Either way, the cards are really supportive. Remember to be consistent and also avoid taking shortcuts. So be thorough and detailed. So let me know what you make of this, Leo. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Virgo, here is your 3x2. This is looking supportive and bright in general because we have the clover and the strong anchor. We do have the clouds, which is a card of tension and confusion, but seeing it with the anchor, it's very much a resolution that we're seeing here. Now, the letter and anchor is about news or feedback and contact. And so it's clear here that you're going to get some feedback and get some news. Now, the thing about the clover and clouds is that it can point to being prone to negative thinking, and the clover asks you not to. So you could feel confused or unsure about something, but the clover encourages you to see through this because it tells you that there's more positive things happening than maybe you're realizing. The letter with the tower and clouds suggests that you could be following up on some process or procedure. It could be something administrative or legal. And with the clouds, clearly there are some complications. But again, the clover reminds you not to overthink this or not to overly worry about it. And the anchor points to a very positive conclusion, especially when we see it with the clover earlier. So with the clover, fish, and anchor, you're in for a positive and solid conclusion. And the fish being a card of money, this whole thing or situation or news is about your finances, your work, your business, or something that involves money in some way or other. And so this is a very beautiful triplet. It points to a very positive outcome financially. So don't overstress and give it a bit of time, and you'll see that it should be resolved. The letter in clover is wonderful news, and the tower and fish is great for long-term security. So this is a lovely message of, for abundance and finances. And the clouds and anchor points to resolving your doubts and also making up your mind. So these are really supportive cards for you to focus on the good that is materializing for you, Virgo. Don't be caught up in any details or your negative thinking or these doubts that could be coming up, because the picture is really positive and it's really solid. Now, the letter with the fish and clouds here, again, the fish and clouds can point to expenses or unplanned expenses or concerns about your finances. Maybe you're getting bills or you're following up on paperwork in relation to your money. But things are fine. Figure out the details and you'll see that you are on a solid foundation. And this is very much confirmed by the clover with the tower and anchor. So this is great for long-term security and also being on the right track for financial security and other sorts of security. So, it sounds like the clouds here is telling us that you could get lost in a small thought that you're maybe blowing out of proportion. You don't need to do that at all. If there are some complications or some issues, they're going to be ironed out. And it seems to me that you could be part of the problem, like your negative thinking or your doubts and all of that. They could be causing the situation to not be what it actually is. So any question marks or doubts, resolve them, but downsize them, put them in the right perspective, because there's lots of good things happening here. Now, these are also great cards for getting a job offer, maybe seeking a raise or getting an increase in some other way with your money because of the lovely cards here and the tower and fish. So maybe this is something that you're trying to negotiate, and hopefully you'll find a positive conclusion, or in the very least, a good compromise. So let me know what you make of these ideas, Virgo. I look forward to learn from you how you feel they resonated with you and how they apply to you in your life. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Libra, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is your 3x2, and it's looking pretty positive because of the moon and tree here. We have the mouse, which is a little bit negative, but everything else is really supportive. And certainly the tree helps overcome the mouse. Now, the moon with the man, or man and moon, suggests that you're getting closer to someone, or you get an invitation or an offer from someone. And this is a gentle connection, and the moon is generally positive. So this could be a nice connection and a supportive one. The ship and tree is great for progress and growth. The tree is a bit slower in energy, and the ship has more power and enthusiasm, but together they are a great combination that suggests growth and well-being, and also moving forward towards your projects and objectives. The thing about the tree here is that it might ask you to slow down a little bit and to contemplate where you're heading. Now, the man with the mouse and tree is great for overcoming any doubts. It's great for growth. And if there are issues that come up with this person, a more passive approach is the right approach, Libra. Take it easy. Don't be reactive. Things are going to work out. The ship with the fish and moon is lovely. This is a lovely combination for a job offer, a work offer, a business offer, a partnership, and it's great for your projects and your ventures. And you could also be seeing the money coming in. The man and ship is, again, this progress that we see with this person. So it's clear that it's the invitation coming from them, or that there's a collaboration. Travel is possible. Maybe this person is traveling or you're traveling together, but I think it's more towards your projects and these goals and ambitions that we're seeing at play here. The Mouse and Fish can point to some loss, financial loss, or maybe that the income or the reward is not as great as you'd like it to be. But if you just, again, the cards are chill and they're a bit more passive. So let this go and things are going to work out. The Tree and Moon is lovely for growth, and also there's a sense of evolution here. So things are morphing for the better. So again, I don't think you need Libra to obsess about any points or about any area or issue that the mouse could be suggesting, whether it's in the connection or the process or the finances. Things are going to be just fine. The Man with the Fish and Tree is great for getting support from someone, either financial support or this collaboration that brings income or that supports your growth in general. And the Ship with the Mouse and Moon is another suggestion that there could be some challenges on the way, but they're fine. I think they're part of the process. Libra, it sounds like it's part of the evolution or, how you move forward with this person. So overall, Libra, this is looking great for an offer or some improvements and some collaborations at work, money, business. There can be some little issues, some little bumps, but things are generally fine and on track. And the offer looks pretty good. I would say don't rush into anything and don't be reactive towards anything, and allow this relationship to unfold and to have this project or whatever the focus of the collaboration is to fall into place. Now, I think it's mainly focused on work, money, business because of the Ship and Fish together, but it can also point to a personal relationship. In this sense, the relationship is looking good and easy. I have to say, though, that the Mouse and Fish can bring up some tensions at the physical connection. That is possible. Not necessarily, but it is possible with the Fish in the context of love, romance, and this area. So let me know what you make of this, Libra. I certainly think you should enjoy this unfolding and this relationship. And again, kick back a little bit, have this a more passive approach, and you're going to be fine. Allow things to unfold. Let me know how it goes. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Scorpio, here is your 3x2. It's looking a little bit challenging because of the whip, but we also have the Sun, which is a very bright card, so it can help minimize the impact of the whip. It sounds like you're in for a bit of a bumpy ride. There can be some challenges or some obstacles in your way, and you're going to need to find a way to break through them. So the Road and Whip points to a challenging path. You might also cancel a trip or change the plans a little bit. And that's because they might not be fitting, or there are these obstacles that come in your way that force you to make changes. Now, the Fish and Anchor, on the other hand, is really bright. This is great for financial success, financial security. You could also be pursuing certain financial goals. I also believe that you shouldn't be compromising these objectives. And also, because of the challenges of the whip, it's important, Scorpio, that you protect your assets, you protect your money, and be a bit more disciplined about it this week, especially. The Road with the Mountain and Anchor, this is very much a combination of travel. You could be going somewhere, traveling somewhere. You could also land in a certain location, or perhaps you are building connections or a base in another place. So this is great for this kind of expansion. And also, if this is not about travel for you, Scorpio, it can suggest that you be stubborn enough to stick with your path. So again, we're seeing these solid cards in the face of the whip. So you can stand your ground. You've got what it takes to deal with any challenge, and also don't compromise your position. Now, the Fish with the Sun and Whip, the Fish and Sun is great by themselves for financial success, but the whip is going to challenge this a little bit. So your goals might have been achieved or are in the process of being achieved, but you might want to adjust your expectations at the end of the day, at least to some extent. And also, I want to suggest, Scorpio, because we're seeing this from other lines, that you don't want to allow anything to get in the way of your success. So I'm seeing an element of protection in the face of the whip and a sense of discipline. So be protective of yourself, your work, your time, your resources. And if there are obstacles in the face of this, or if there's something or someone that's trying to compromise this, then you crack the whip. The road and fish is great for pursuing your financial goals. I think this is what's in focus for you this week, Scorpio. The mountain and sun is actually lovely for a vacation. It's great for going somewhere sunny, maybe by the sea, by the beach, or somewhere, lovely like that. And it does T-cross the top row, which does point to having a base abroad. So it does sound like you could be going places, and it doesn't have to be too far. But again, if this is not about travel and it's more about where you stand, then again, we're seeing a strong suggestion of standing your ground and protecting your interest and not to compromise it. And here's a strong one with the anchor and whip, where this is the clearest message of what it means to stand your ground in the face of challenges. So don't budge, don't be flexible. I can even say, again, you don't want to compromise your position. So you're in a strong position and you're going to weather any challenges that come your way. And there's a lot of benefits and advantages that we see for yourself. So again, this is very much about protecting them. Now, the road with the sun and anchor is lovely for reaching a goal, arriving at a destination, and also being in a really good space. And the fish, mountain, and whip, this is where we have a strong message of an obstacle. But also, Scorpio, when we see the whip or sometimes the scythe on the other side of the mountain, it points to breaking through obstacles. So again, you need to protect your assets, protect yourself, and be head front, let's say, with any obstacles that come your way. So a powerful set of cards. You're in a very strong position, Scorpio. Nothing can compromise it. It's almost like you're stubborn, and that's actually an advantage this week. You're also pursuing great goals. You're on the path to achieving them. You could be traveling. So if there are some challenges, it's maybe in a way it's expected, because to be fair, there's a lot that is going on. But also you've got everything it takes to protect yourself from any challenges. And again, the focus seems to be work, money, and business, mainly because of the fish. We're not seeing people, we're not seeing news, home, family, none of that. So I think it's really focused on your assets, yourself, your goals, mainly work and business goals. So let me know what you make of this, Scorpio. Let me know what the challenge was and how you were able to stand your ground and protect yourself and your advantage. And if you're going somewhere or moving or setting up some interesting base somewhere, also do share it if you're willing. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your 3x2. It's looking a little bit challenging because of the mouse, but there is a new beginning here that we see through the child. And the heart and child points to a happy new beginning. So it sounds like this is something that excites you and that you're looking forward to. And it can be a new love. It can be a new interest like that. The letter and mouse is a little bit challenging. The mouse brings doubts and question marks. It can also cause a bit of confusion. It's always a good idea to read the fine print and focus on the details when you see the letter and mouse, because there could be some hidden aspects here. And this is actually confirmed by the top row where we have the fox. The fox is a card of deception a lot of the time. So you want to read the fine print. You want to see what's in this information or this news or letter. And the thing about the fox is that it can also point to jobs and employment. And when we see it with the letter and child, you could get an offer of employment. This could be a new job. So this is quite exciting. It could be new something else. It's not strictly a job, but in that case, the care and caution that is called for by the fox is highlighted more. So there is an exciting new beginning here. Now, the heart with the garden and mouse points to some challenges. The heart and garden can mean that you're very happy and you're excited about this place, but when you get to it, with the mouse, there can be some issues that come up. You could find that people are a little bit tricky, or maybe you're going through, let's say, something like an interview or a test or something, and you could not do as well as you'd like. Now, if this is about love and a personal relationship, you could be dating. You could be meeting with this person, this new relationship. And again, the mouse sounds like there are a couple of missteps here. It's nothing dramatic, but it does point to a little bit of an issue, a bit of tension that comes up. The letter and heart is great for love letters or kind messages. So these are exciting. And they're also pointing to good news in general, news that makes you happy. The fox and garden can be that job, or again, it can be this environment where you need to be careful of certain people. And the child and mouse points to a bit of pain and difficulty as you kick off in this new beginning or you take these first steps. Now, the mouse, like I said, is not tragic. It's not dramatic. So it's not deterring you from taking a step. It's just that you want to watch where you're stepping. That's all. The letter with the garden and child, that's another confirmation that this news is opening up to a new beginning. And the heart with the fox and mouse, this is a bit more difficult because we have both the mouse and fox together. And with the heart, there can be a bit of a disappointment or some inner doubts and possibly a bit of regret here. That's possible. Again, not huge deals here. I also want to suggest, Sagittarius, with the fox, you want to maintain discretion. So let's say you're meeting someone or you're moving into a new job or a new environment, whatever is represented by the garden and child. And I suggest that you keep your thoughts to yourself, like you feel like it's not 100% what you thought it was, or it's not something you like 100%. Like, don't express that, just keep it to yourself. You're still at the beginning of this. There's probably an adjustment phase to be expected. So there's no need to jump the gun in any way or to express any disappointment. So allow things to be worked out and see what you get out of these first steps. So let me know what you make of this, Sagittarius. I look forward to learn from you in what context these cards figured for you, if this was job related or some other project, or if it was a relationship, if you're willing to share. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Capricorn, here is your 3x2. It's looking great. It's looking empowering, and it could be quite important because we have the cross along with the key and the clover and the bear. So you could be in for a big step. This week, there can be some significant events unfolding. Now, the key and garden is great for getting access into a certain space or community. You could also be quite successful at coordinating others. You could be doing well in the marketplace. You could be doing well with people and connections. These are great cards for seeking answers from your bigger environment and doing well in it. The cross and bear is quite a powerful combination, Capricorn. The cross itself brings up these heavier topics in life, deeper matters, destiny, bigger questions. And the bear is the card that makes everything big. So these two really highlight the importance and significance of what could be going on for you this week. You could also be making some important decisions. You could be taking on more responsibility. In fact, it could feel quite heavy in this way because the cross can be a card of burdens and the bear is a heavy card, like it suggests something heavy. So the significance here is really highlighted. So it could be quite a big deal this week. The key with the clover and bear is beautiful. This is a great combination for success, growth, empowerment. You could also get the support of someone influential. Someone has your back. Someone gives you answers or gives you a push forward. These are really great cards for your growth and empowerment. And the cross with the road and garden is a neutral triplet. It points to being at crossroads in a very literal sense. And with the garden here, it's going back to this environment or this location. So you might need to either make a choice and choose a certain environment or what you get involved with. which is the garden. And it can also point to the idea that your involvement in this space or the answers that you get from it are significant. So it's important steps that you're taking this week, Capricorn, and it could be quite a big deal. There could be important meetings, important connections, important steps that you're taking. The key and cross, I take this as a spiritual combination because both the key and cross have that side to them, but together they bring it out even more. So again, choices and priorities and goals and deeper questions are coming through. And you also have the answers within you, Capricorn. So bring out what you know you want to do, what you know is right. To really tune into your sense of resourcefulness, you have answers within you. The Clover and Road is great for encouraging you to move ahead and explore these people, places. You're definitely on the right track. And the Bear and Garden highlights the importance of this meeting or these connections or this environment. So the cards are a bit general in the sense that they can apply in different contexts, but they certainly highlight the importance of what you could be going through this week, Capricorn. Big steps, big people, big decisions, important places, important meetings, all of that is in the cards. The cross with the Clover and Garden is great for a chance encounter, for getting lucky with these people or this environment. And the key with the Road and Bear is another encouragement for pursuing this path and moving ahead and taking up these responsibilities and moving into this garden environment here. So a lovely set of cards, Capricorn. It's definitely a week for growth and empowerment, big decisions, big steps, big everything. And so you need to live up to this and you're going to benefit from it because it's really going to support your growth and your empowerment. So really exciting, nice cards, Capricorn. I certainly look forward to your feedback. I'd love to hear from you what you made of them, in what context they played out for you. What is this big thing that you could be taking on this week? I'd love to know if you're willing to share. So very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your 3x2. It's a handful. We have both the scythe and the whip in the cards, but we also have some seriously bright cards. The whole top row is lovely, especially the star and flowers. These are cards for healing, well-being, wish fulfillment, creativity, great for creativity. And the bottom row is quite a handful of an energy here with the scythe and whip. So they clearly bring up change with the stork. Now, the star and whip can compromise a little bit, the extent to which your wishes materialize. You might also adjust your expectations and things like that. But the scythe and flowers is great for breaking through. This is a great combination for release and freedom. And I think you could decide to make a change and maybe drop certain goals or some ambitions. And actually, it's going to be really relieving. So it's a good week to detach from certain goals and to free up your energy for something else. So it's a great week for a change of perspective and a great healing that comes with that. The star with the moon and flowers is great for everything. It's great for creativity. It's great for a wonderful offer. It's great for wish fulfillment. It's also great for a progress in any context, a positive evolution, and things leading to what you want. So very beautiful cards here. I also want to suggest, Aquarius, that you align with your goals and align with your ambitions. So express yourself, make room for this. The scythe with the stork and whip is a very clear triplet of change. Every single one of these cards points to some kind of moving away, whether it's a severance or a disagreement, and the card of change itself, which is the stork. So when we see all three together, it's clear, Aquarius, that you need to break free and break away from something. And it might not be easy, and it could feel a bit stressful, but it looks like it's going to give you more elbow room and more freedom to pursue other goals. The star and scythe could be a wonderful breakthrough, actually. And I think this week could feel insightful. I think you could gain clarity. Yes, you need to let go maybe of certain goals and ambitions, but that's part of the clarity and the perspective. The The moon and stork is great for an offer. You could get an invitation, and I think this could be part of what contributes to you making decisions to drop certain goals. I mean, you have to prioritize at the end of the day. And also if you're doing a lot, then, you know, you only have so much time and effort. And so you reshuffle things and reprioritize and focus on other things. And the flowers in whip is a little bit challenging because of the whip, but the flowers is really helpful for healing. And we have the star also at the diagonal. So the challenges here, I think you overcome pretty quickly. And maybe it's not a challenge as such. Maybe it is this idea that you need to aggressively make this decision, Aquarius, and make a change and let go of what you need to drop. So these are some very helpful cards. The star with the stork and flowers is beautiful. It's like the top one. These are some very positive changes, great for expression, great for pursuing things that you want, and also for achieving goals. And the scythe with the moon and whip is another suggestion of letting go and breaking free. And the thing about the moon is that because it's a gentle card, it softens a little bit the blow of the scythe and whip. So your approach to how you achieve this change is up to you, Aquarius, but I think you want to be swift in general and also to really be focused on what matters to you in a creative sense. Now, the cards can apply in different contexts. They can apply at work, in your projects, or in some other area. I'm not really seeing the people cards, any people cards, but in case they apply in the context of a relationship, usually the scythe and whip are a little bit more difficult when it's more emotional. But again, it might be freeing and releasing. Maybe you need to bring something out into the open or straighten out the relationship. A breakup is possible. It's possible, but again, it could be welcome. Again, I'm not seeing people cards. I don't think this is the focus, but you let me know, Aquarius. Let me know how these cards resonated with you, how they played out for you this week. So very best of luck with it. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Pisces, here is your 3x2. This is looking pretty exciting. We have a clear change. We have the scythe with the ring, the scythe with the house, and the scythe with the tree. This is a house change. This is the typical combination of a divorce, and this points to uprooting. And on top of this, the scythe and ship points to a change of direction, and the scythe and lily points to a change of lifestyle or career. At the same time, we have other cards and combinations that point to committing to something. So as opposed to change, sticking with something. And these are this diagonal and these cards and the bottom row. So it sounds like you're in for changes and you're adjusting your life and your path for the better, for the better. These beautiful cards at the bottom, they point to a new steady path forward. So the house and ship here, this could be a house move. Especially since we have other cards that support this, you could be in for a change with regards to where you live or where you work or some other space in your life. That is possible. In another sense, if you're not seeing a move, Pisces, these are great cards for growth, for building, for moving forward with your project. So it's quite a productive time. The lily and ring is great for your work and your career. It's great for your commitments. It suggests that you are pursuing your priorities, and there is a sense of stability. But certainly this comes after or maybe in tandem with other changes that you're making. And I really think that these changes, the goal of these changes is to create that stronger sense of stability and predictability in your life, work, and situation overall. Now, the top row is as clear as it gets. This is a change, a separation, a divorce, a move, whatever the house represents, you're moving away from it, changing it, and whoever the ring represents or whatever commitment it's about, you're breaking it off. So you're moving away from a certain situation and you're making probably radical changes in your life or in a relationship or in a space. All of these are possible. Now, the lily with the tree and ship, on the other hand, this is very much a combination of stability, predictability, a sense of well-being, a sense of discipline, and pursuing your goals and objectives in a consistent and productive way. These are great cards for growth over the long term. They're great cards for becoming more senior, more experienced. They can represent travel. You could be traveling, but I do think it's part of, this clearer path now that you make this bigger change. So you land in a more secure, a more predictable environment. The house in Lily is great for a sense of stability. Again, it can represent where you were living, your work situation. Now, the scythe and tree, though, is a radical change. This is a combination for uprooting. I think you can sort of visualize it, right? With the scythe uprooting the tree. And then we see the ring and ship again. So it sounds like you're making changes in order to prioritize your goals. Maybe where you are right now is a bit distracting. It's not ideal. It's not a great setup for your work, your life in general. And so you need to change where you live or your base or even certain commitments in order to reprioritize and focus on your goals. So these are great cards for shuffling things a little bit, making changes, possibly deep changes, Pisces, in order to find yourself in a more predictable, a more stable, and a more productive situation for you. Now, the lily with the scythe and ship is clearly a change of direction, a change of life path, possibly. Again, it depends how big this change is for you, Pisces. And the house, tree, and ring is that another message of finding yourself in a more stable, more committed situation. So big changes are possible, Pisces, and you could be changing things, moving in big ways. And as a result of this, you find yourself in a more stable, a stronger, more solid space, situation, and path to pursue your goals. Now, in terms of context, the cards are quite flexible because they can represent different areas of your life equally well. So you could be moving, okay? You could be changing jobs. You could be moving from a relationship. You could be reshuffling how you do things. So if there's not a physical move, you need to make radical changes in your approach. And all of this helps you with resetting up your path, your work, your life situation in general, and move forward in it. So quite a powerful week, I would say, Pisces. I certainly look forward to your thoughts and feedback about this. I'd love to know if there was these big changes or what is it you needed to change or adjust in order to find yourself in this better, stronger situation. So very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.